Hi boys and girls, today we're going to learn how to make a reading caterpillar because you're going to notice that we're going to be recording what we're reading at home on a caterpillar. So we're going to make a little reading caterpillar. Now this guy's just his body. I'm going to show you how to do these kind of springy, accordion looking things. You might already know how to fold these, and if that's the case, then fantastic. If you don't, I'm going to show you how to do it, and then you can decorate your caterpillar however you want. I'll show you what I'm going to do, but you can do whatever you want with whatever you have at your house, okay? Now, you're just going to need some strips of paper. I have green paper and yellow paper. You can use whatever you want. If all you have is white, you can color it before you cut it and fold it, and then you can make it colorful. So to make one of these stringy things, what you're going to want to do is get your two pieces of paper or color your two pieces of paper. And the easiest way to do it is to put them one on top of each other because you want two strips that are going to be the same size. Okay. Now, the fatter you cut your strips, the fatter your caterpillar is going to be. So if you want him to be really fat, then cut him really fat. I go about the size of my thumb. That's about how wide I want my strip to go. So I have both papers stacked on top of each other, and I'm going to try to cut as straight a line as I can. If it's hard to cut straight lines, you can fold your paper over first, like this, fold both sheets, and then now you have a line to follow when you're cutting. So again, you don't have to cut both papers together, but it is easier to make sure that the strips are the same length. And if you fold it first and you cut, then you'll make sure your line is pretty straight. There we go. All right, so there's my two strips. They're about the same size. What I'm going to do is turn them so they're going opposite ways. You want a big word, perpendicular. This is perpendicular to each other. Then you want to stick them together. So you can put a little bit of glue here and stick this one on top. Or if you have tape, you can put a little bit of tape in here and tape the corners like that together. Okay, then all you're going to do is alternate one color and the other color, and you're always folding over top. Okay, so the yellow's on the top. I'm going to fold the green over the top. So I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to fold it right over the top, just like that. And now the green's on top, so I'm going to fold the yellow over on top. And you want it pretty close to the edge, and you just keep alternating back and forth. And the green, it's easier if I hold it in my hand. And then I'm going to fold the yellow. And then I'm going to fold the green. And then the yellow. And you keep going and going until you run out of paper. This will make kind of a small spring. That makes about this size of a spring. So if you like to have a little caterpillar, you can do it that way. If you want to have an even bigger caterpillar, I'm going to show you a trick that you can do. Once you get to where it's almost done, you're almost at the end here, all you need to do is cut off some more strips of your paper if you want it to keep going longer. So I have my page here. I can fold it again. I want them to be about the same size as they were before so that it can fit nicely. And I'm going to try to hold my paper as best as I can and cut both sheets at the same time. And then once I cut both sheets at the same time, ta-da! Now I have my two pieces. So now I want to stick my green onto my other green, so I make a long green. So you can do that with glue, you can do it with tape, doesn't matter, it's up to you how you want it to do it. Same thing with my yellow. I'm going to stick my yellows together, so I make my yellow even longer. And then you keep going over top, over top, over top. If you got a little bit sticking out, you can just trim off the extra from that guy. Over top, and keep going, and this will make your caterpillar twice as long as it was before. Now, once you have the body of the caterpillar, then you got to think about his head. So maybe you could just cut out a piece of round paper and draw a face on it. Maybe you could use a pom-pom if you have a pom-pom, or a cotton ball. I found something interesting for the antenna, and I'll show you in a moment what I'm going to do to decorate my guy. Now, once we get to the end, I have a little bit extra yellow. I'm just going to trim it off. If I don't tape my ends together, So we want to make sure that we tape our ends or glue the ends together so they don't fall apart. So you can put a little bit of glue here, or if you have tape, you can use a little piece of tape to make sure that they don't fall apart. And then, whoops, there's twice as long caterpillar, or here's my short little caterpillar. Either one works, it doesn't really matter. Then you want to make one side the head, and you can use your same color of paper that you had from before, or like I said, you could use a pom-pom, or you could use a cotton ball, or anything really that you have that you want to make a little head out of. And so if I cut a little round head, and then I could use my markers or a pen or a pencil to draw a nice face on my caterpillar. Oh, you know, it would be cool if you had those googly eyes. You know, those eyes that jiggle around? You could put those on there if you wanted to. I'm just going to draw a happy face for my caterpillar, and I'm going to stick it on one end, and that will be his head end. And then I thought of a neat idea for his antenna, because caterpillars have antenna, and I found one of these Q-tippy things, and I cut it in half, and see how it makes kind of antennas. So I could glue those on. I'll probably tape them because I just have tape and it's a bit quicker for me to tape things on. And then you could decorate it however you wanted to. So you really get to be creative however you want to make your caterpillar. You can do whatever you want. You could color his antenna. You could give him some fancy design on his body. It's up to you how you want to decorate your caterpillar. Okay? All right. So there's my guy with his antenna. So be creative. Make your own little caterpillar. However you want to, decorate it however you want to. I'd probably trim off his tape because it doesn't look very fancy with his tape on. But there you go. And I'm curious to see what you come up for with your reading caterpillars.